Tack för donationen också, snyggt.
Ja, varsågod. So I guess that's 15 seconds, right? So we can start. Yeah. Great. So welcome to the webinar with Brödernas. My name is Peder Lindencrona, one of the co-founders of Compliance by MAPAL, or Get Compliant, as we also called. We do a software for checklists and audits for multi-site businesses like Brödernas. And the reason I'm here today is basically to present Henrik to you, who is the real star of this webinar. So I leave it to you, Henrik, to do a short introduction.
Thank you. Nice to have everyone listening to us. My name is Henrik. I'm the VP of Operations, or Vice-VD in Swedish. But my role in Brödernas is responsible of operative processes and implementations and expansions and procurement, but everything that has to do with hands-on operations with every department.
Cool. Welcome and thank you for doing this with us. The purpose of this webinar, or the topic, is basically maintaining standards while accelerating growth. And the reason I reached out to you is that, from my standpoint, you're doing exactly that, growing very rapidly in quite difficult circumstances while keeping the standard of Brödernas, regardless of how many sites you open. So that's kind of the main topic here, and why I hope people want to join this. So my first question is a bit about the background on Brödernas. If you could tell us a little bit about the brand and its history and what happened so far.
It's a young brand. We opened the first restaurant 2019 at Liljeholmskajen in Stockholm. We're turning 4 years now in February. The background is it started by, as the name say, the name Brödernas means brothers in Swedish, and it's founded by two brothers, Joakim Wiklander and Jonas Wiklander, and they also later on brought on two other brothers, Mika Zibanejad and Monir Kalgun. We've been expanding quite rapidly, but it's a family concept. Our core target group is the family. We have different variables of the concept. We have burgers, which is obviously the core business, and then we have also pizza in some locations, and we have road locations. We have resort locations, arena locations, express locations, city locations, mall locations. So that's a short summary of the brand and who we are and how young we are.
Yeah, and to me, it's kind of a restaurant experience when you enter the.
I think that's what set us apart in the business of smashed burgers that we are in, which we have a lot of excellent colleagues working with the same type of concepts in Sweden. But the most common way you deliver that concept will be over-counter service. Yeah. We deliver our product within a restaurant setting, where we offer alcohol, table service. For lunch, it's over the counter, more of an easy, similar to the other what our colleagues do in the business. But in the evenings, it's a restaurant, full restaurant setting.
Yeah. Cool. And how many sites are you as of now? It changes day by day, so
as of now, we're opening up 2 more today. So as of now, I think we are reaching 75 by the end of the day, and our ambition is to, looking at the Swedish market, at least we're looking at maybe 120. It all depends on the feedback we get from the market and how it works in wherever we're expanding. And then we have 2 units in Marbella in Spain, and then we're looking into the Nordics. And of course, we're also looking at New York, where one of the brothers lives and play hockey in New York Rangers. That's also a market where we might look at.
Yeah, selling ice to the Eskimos. That's a cool thing. Yeah. Going back to US and selling burgers.
Now he's got a good fan base there, and okay, so I think he will also like it.
Cool, thank you. And when turns, what do you think makes the brand distinct and really, obviously, it's suitable to scale because you do that. But what's with the brand that makes it suitable to scale?
We have a small menu. We have it's it's very accessible in terms of as many of our colleagues do, but we do offer alternatives for all our guests. Vegan options. We have obviously allergen-friendly options. We have both burger and pizza in many locations, salads, which in itself, with burger, pizza, prime burger, prime pizza, prime salads, to be able to offer that in one location and in all the takeaway platforms. It's so we are a brand that's very accessible. I think that's the key to our success. Obviously, the product needs to be good, and we have fantastic staff. I also think the restaurant setting with table service and it's giving our guests something else, and we also have a strong presence in areas where people live. So we have moved the premium product from city centers, from the mall where you usually got it. We moved it closer to their homes. So you don't need to go into the city center anymore to enjoy a premium burger or a premium pizza or an IPA, or you will find Brödernas in your neighborhood in suburbia. So it's I think that's also one of our biggest keys, that we have expanded into locations where no one else is. If you look at city centers and malls and high streets, the competition is quite, and the rents are very high. If you're looking at suburban areas where you have high incomes, you have an interest of eating out, you have families where both of them are working hard, kids are going to practice, there's a lot of takeaways. There's a good market, and usually the rents are much, much lower and the competition is less. So that's also a big part of our success. And we're also working a lot with, we engage ourselves in the neighborhood areas. We are, all of the owners used to play hockey. So we are a very sports-driven concept, which also very family related. So we are investing and with sponsorship and cooperations with local clubs and with the focus group on kids and teenagers.
Is it? There's been, in my feeling, a general shift from like prime locations to less prime location because of the pandemics. Also, people working from home and they're changing their travel patterns and everything. Is this a result of that, or was it a strategy before the pandemics that turned out to be a good one, or are you kind of adapting along the way?
It has always been the strategy. I mean, the first restaurant in Liljeholmskajen, that's an area with back then, well, a few restaurants, a nice location, but with a lot of people living in the area, not that many offices. It has always been one part of our strategy.
I see. And in terms of having that scalable concept, what kind of processes and standards and ways of working have you put in place to enable the scaling, to kind of keep it scalable and not making it fluffy, but keeping it standardized?
Now, we said on an early stage, we said, let's give rooms for the experts. We are very good at operating restaurants and create a good atmosphere, deliver a good product. But we're not experts at building restaurants. We're not expert at applications. So we're not experts at a lot of things. So we connected with, instead of employing and trying to find the experts to employ ourselves, we have been working with a lot of consultants, with a lot of strong suppliers. Well, as yourself, Peder, with your product. So we have a very good cooperation with the best suppliers on the market within each expertise group that you need to build a restaurant. I mean, I guess the traditional way will be to employ your experts in-house. We have gone to the best on the market externally instead.
So it means
we've been having a very small overhead.
Exactly. So it means that you basically have a quite small team in terms of payroll, but maybe a big team in terms of resources.
Now we're getting bigger. Now we're putting everything in place. But until now, it's only been myself and the brothers and a few other key players. But the rest of our organization has been external experts that we have consultants or suppliers. So we have a big organization, but They're not sitting in our office.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And the benefit also working with external experts and suppliers is that they will have a very good market knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, they work with the whole market. That's also how you can, sometimes stay ahead of competition.
Yeah. I don't think we mentioned that in the beginning, but we will have a Q&A session as well. There's a comments field, I think should be for anyone listening. So we will do some Q&A in the end of this talk in around 10 minutes or something, just so you know. So we won't just talk, we'll also listen. Thank you. And in terms of moving into my area, but the technology side, how has technology helped you in this, in terms of the scaling?
Now, technology has helped us a lot. We're a very tech savvy company. We like good smart solutions. So we have. I worked a lot in London before. There's a system called Fourth Hospitality that connects everything with your checklist, your HR system, your accounting, your compliance, which I really like. But we didn't really have that solution on the Swedish market when we started with this. So we have, together with our suppliers, we have connected everyone into a working business system for us, where we have digital checklists. We have all the procurement going digital. We have dashboards, analysis, and again, working with the best in the industry in Sweden. That has helped us a lot. We do AI ordering, we do AI scheduling. So we are also one of our strategies. We want to connect with the best suppliers of technology on the market and work with them. And also, we believe that those suppliers, including your company, can do it much better than we can ever do ourselves. So it's a shortcut, but it's also learning us a lot. Gives us opportunity to, if we want, we haven't done it, to steal with pride if we want. But we are very happy with all of our suppliers, helping us to be modern and efficient.
Yeah. Was that kind of a decision you, or maybe just was like that from the beginning, or was it like a shift toward technology at some point, or were you kind of starting with the first restaurant thinking like that, or when did you do that?
As I said, I previously worked in London and a lot of international sites and companies, and they do it differently. In Sweden, or at least if you look back in history, restaurants is driven by heart and emotions. Yeah. It's not driven by facts, numbers, and processes. So it's but I'm used to work with facts, numbers, and processes. It's from my perspective the best way to reach or to create a profitable business and a sustainable business and a successful business. So it is a Fourth Hospitality Light, but with a lot of suppliers on different platforms, connected into a POS system and dashboards.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
That's I guess that's dealing with pride from UK and US.
Yeah, but that's a good thing with using a very vertical software, that it's, as you say, it's from the same kind of customers using it. You get all the feedback from all customers developed in the system, hopefully getting back to all customers that knowledge. So I guess you selected quite hospitality-oriented things.
And again, we also buy a lot of consultant jobs from, or assignments from, our suppliers, instead of us sitting trying to figure out how to do it. We use our suppliers, that could have the answers, or that have experience from a broader market.
Yeah. Cool. I was thinking just to round this up and also get some time for questions. Given what you've done both in your previous career and also with Brödernas, are there any advices that you have, or things that you should have done differently, or things that you think that you really should not forget when you enter the kind of accelerated growth phase as you are in now?
Again, I can only talk from our experience and from the way we've done it. But what we've done, we have we're working with a lot of trust. We are trusting that our restaurant manager is the best restaurant manager, our regional manager is the best regional manager, our HR manager, or procurement manager, or building manager, or whoever it is. We are letting the experts work, and we're letting the experts take decisions instead of sitting in a lot of meetings. Instead of having a big meeting structure where everyone needs to be involved and everyone is asked the question if it's right or not. We are working and giving the solutions and the answers and to each expert, which gives us a high pace. And most of the times the decisions are right. Most of the times we believe that the conclusion or the decisions we make, we most likely landed in the same anyway, even if we had 50 meetings before.
Yeah.
So that's a bit different compared to other companies that I worked in before. So we have the courage to trust each other, and we have the courage to so we can maintain the speed. Same thing in terms of buildings. I mean, in previous jobs, I've been sitting discussing colors on walls in 20 meetings. We don't do that here in Brödernas, for example. And it's and then if it's it works for us, and that's our success, to cut down meeting times and to speed up the decision and to move forward in a higher pace.
Yeah, I remember when we talked before this webinar, you said that kind of simplicity is key, and then as I understood it, you kind of because you didn't want to build this big organization. It is kind of a yin and yang. That means that things need to be simple so they can take fast decisions. So it was kind of a way of growing building the headquarters, so to speak. Keeping that small requires you to stay smart and simple because you don't have time to do anything else.
No, but we have. I mean, it's not like we have a big organization, but in our organizations, our suppliers are included.
Exactly.
So we still have a big organization, but we just do it differently.
Yeah, and you kind of delegate or do it differently when you execute.
No, but they also, I mean, many of our suppliers is also could be part of a key meeting where we take a decision.
Yeah.
Which is not normal in other companies that I've been to. Yeah. So I think it's a simplicity in trusting experts that makes us successful, and that also give us the opportunity to maintain this pace.
Yeah. Because otherwise you should have slowed down a long time ago, because you're still kind of accelerating instead of.
Now, if we would have done it in the way I've been working in other companies, we could have done 15 units maximum.
Yeah. And not 75.
Now we did 50 last year.
Yeah.
And that's Brödernas. We also did a few other restaurants. So.
Okay, I didn't know that. Cool. I think that's basically what I was thinking about and hoping that you could share. And thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Anything that I haven't asked you about that you think worth mentioning, or should we ask for some Q&A input? Anything you want to add? Or
I mean, from my perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
No, not at the moment. See if we get some questions, and then I'm sure I have a lot of things to talk about. I would just try to keep it crisp now.
Exactly. Yeah. So it should be possible to, as if you're watching this, to write Q&As or at least the questions. Hopefully, we can provide the answers in the chat. I also appreciate that people don't have that much time. So, but please, if you have any questions, just write them down. We'll try to answer them. I think that's a no, right? I'm not sure. So while we wait for that, I just want to, if there's no one coming up, no. I just want to thank you very much, Henrik, for taking the time. And it's really, I'm really proud as a supplier to kind of see all those LinkedIn posts with, new site, welcome to this site. That's super nice. And as a very small thank you, we made a small donation to Rädda Barnen, or Save the Children, just for on account of Brödernas for this. So it's just a small token of our esteem for you helping out and sharing this.
Thank you. That's a great donation.
Yeah, you're welcome, or they are welcome. hopefully. So I think that's all for now. We just wrap up and say thank you very much for listening and viewing. And this will, of course, be available on recording as well, the webinar. So,
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
And thank you, Henrik.